Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and this is a reading for Gemini, represented here by the Lovers Major Arcana. This message is just going to be a general message. Oh my gosh, I've recorded this intro once already, and I'm just going to roll with it, okay guys? This is going to be a general message, okay, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and any other significant placements. So whatever I see is what I will read, whether it's love, money, career. The examples I give are just examples. They don't have to exactly be your story, but if the message is resonating with you, you'll feel it. And you will know it's your message. Alright, what messages do you have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any other significant placements. What do they need to know right now? What do they need to see? What do they need to be aware of at this time? At the time they view the video moving forward, what messages do you have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and any other significant placements? You know what's so interesting? The Lover's card just popped out as I'm shuffling. So your energy here is very strong, or your reading is going to be about either you making a choice or a romantic relationship. So let's see. One more. Well, no, one more good one. Let's see. One more good one. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's see what's going on for Gemini. At the bottom of the deck, what do we have here? The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups can represent romance. It can represent a new relationship blossoming. It can represent a pregnancy. So some of you out there who have been trying and even maybe not trying might actually be expecting. So if you have symptoms, get tested, okay? Or test yourself. And this is also representative of unconditional love. Just under that, okay, so some of y'all really might be pregnant. We got the Prince of Cups out here. But this can also represent a new beginning in love, a new person showing up, somebody who is cute and flirtatious. They might be a little bit younger than you. They don't have to be, but it's just representing something new. Pages always represent something new, okay? Somebody offering you their cup of love here. Let's see what's going on. Gemini. What's going on for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any other significant placements? You guys, this Mercury retrograde is tearing me up. Okay, I'm usually way more eloquent than I have been in this video, and I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it's ending in a couple of days. It'll be over by the time I post this video. So the first card out, we have the Seven of Cups. This is a card of having options and exploring alternatives. Let's see. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Princess of Cups. Okay, this is like the Knight of Cups in traditional Smith-Way Tarot, the same hierarchy, and it's talking about riding the wave of your emotions, okay? We also have the Eight of Wands, which means forward movement. It can also talk about fast-moving communication, emails, text messages, but specifically for this deck, it mostly speaks about adaptability and going with the flow. So riding the wave of your emotions and going with the flow, honey, okay? The next card we have out is the Five of Swords. This is the ultimatum card in this deck. Are you in or are you out? And what do you really want? You might be having conflicting thoughts. You might be having conflict with people outside of you. So the Five of Swords is internal or external conflict. We also have the Ten of Cups sitting at the center of the spread. This is a card about fantasy. It can talk about dreams and having a crush or emotional fulfillment, right? That's the end goal here. And the Sorceress, which is the magician or the equivalent to the magician in the Smith-Way Tarot. Talking about your own will and manifesting and bringing things in by your own power. We got the Nine of Swords, more sword energy. So you're in your head about this. Whatever this is, you are definitely in your head about it. Possibly even overwhelming yourself with thoughts to the point where you don't really want to take any action. I see why Spirit is kind of telling you to go with the flow here. All right, what else do we have? We have the Three of Pentacles. This can represent being on a team. It can represent co-parenting. It can also represent co-workers and things like that, or your work itself, or just being in service to something outside of you. Last but not least, the Three of Swords. Say it ain't so. I didn't think we were gonna see that on this spread, but we'll see what's going on here. Hanged Woman as the overall energy, which is Hangman energy is just taking a pause, taking a time out, trying to get your thoughts together, trying to collect yourself, figure out what you want, where you want to go, where you want to be, but it's also taking the lessons from all the experiences that you've had and honoring those lessons and honoring yourself by giving yourself time to actually decide what you really want, basically. Can we clarify that Hanged Woman here? We have the Justice card. So you're searching for truth. And the time out that you're taking, you're searching for truth. I think that you find yourself daydreaming a lot. I think you are absolutely daydreaming so much about this person or about this relationship. If it's not somebody in particular, it could just be that you're in the mood for romance. We also have the Five of Cups, okay? And the Two of Swords. Okay, I'm understanding. You feel like you may have lost an opportunity with somebody because you were not emotionally available at the time. And now you are realizing that truth, and you feel like you could have had it all with this person. At the center of the spread, like I said, we have the Ten of Cups, which talks about total emotional fulfillment. Whoever this is, this person makes you really happy. You experience a lot of joy with this person, and you're trying to create more joy with this person. I think you're afraid that things are going to go wrong. Now, with the Three of Swords being here, I don't think it necessarily speaks of what is going to happen. I think it more so is speaking to the energy that you feel like you're in right now. And it's connected to the Seven of Cups, which talks about alternatives, options, things like that. It can also talk about confusion and having a lot going on and not really knowing what to choose, where to go, what to do. So I'm going to say what I see, but first, the underlying energy, the hidden energy, Six of Cups, that's talking about past life love energy, right? This is soulmate type energy. This can definitely be indicative that this person, like obviously this person you've had some sort of relationship with or relationship to in the past. This is like, soulmate kind of stuff. So just under that, we have the Three of Cups. So you're hoping for some sort of reunion, some sort of reconciliation. You might also be keeping an eye on this person on social media, because the Three of Cups can also represent social media. But the Six of Cups, it speaks also to your inner child. And this sense of joy that you feel that this person brings out of you or triggers within you is really, honestly, very sweet. The energy is coming through very soft, but I'm just going to go through it step by step. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get there. Okay, so with the Hanged Woman in connection to the Ten of Cups, I think that you're fantasizing about this person a lot. I think that whenever you allow your mind to be still, like you're not watching TV, you're not scrolling on your phone, you're not talking to somebody else, when you're not stimulated and you, like I said, you still your mind, you have a lot of opportunity to think about the things that occurred with this person in the past. But it's more than analyzing the past. It's also fantasizing about this kind of romance future that you want with this person, and clarifying, like I said, clarifying that Hanged Woman. It's like you're realizing the truth. This is kind of the energy that I feel that you're in right now. And whenever you think about this person, it kind of puts you in this energy here. Probably more so this energy, this Princess of Chalices energy, this kind of Knight of Cups energy of wanting to ride that wave. It's like you become overwhelmed with emotion when you think about this person. But when you think about the past that you've had with this person, it's overwhelming in a sense that it brings you a lot of sadness, because you realize that you weren't completely emotionally available to this connection. I think when you were with this person originally, you were spending a lot of time thinking about all the sacrifices that you would have to make in order to make that relationship work. Whether those sacrifices are not getting attention from other people, or not entertaining other people, or having to do something that you weren't comfortable with. It's almost like you felt like you were sacrificing a part of yourself to be with this person. But I don't even think necessarily that they were asking you to do that. I think that when you think about making a commitment to somebody, you're always going to have to make sacrifices. And not just you personally, but anybody who's wanting to make a commitment is going to have to make sacrifices. When you commit your life to someone else, especially when you do it on the level of marriage, you're going to make some serious sacrifices. You don't need to sacrifice who you are as a person or what you want as a person, but sacrifices are going to have to be made. I mean, you're going to have to sacrifice living alone. You're going to have to sacrifice if they have kids and you don't, or vice versa. You're going to have to sacrifice, maybe having to be more stable than you usually are and not so free and autonomous all the time. Now, some relationships are where people are very, very clingy and want to do everything with each other all the time and want to talk all the time. In some relationships, there's two independent, autonomous people. You just have to find the right match for you. I think in the past, you were maybe so focused on what you would be giving up that you never really considered what you would be gaining, right? And now that you've had time to think about it, and now that you're understanding that maybe you didn't actually really give it a chance as far as like opening your heart and really being vulnerable and really allowing yourself to go there, you're realizing that you could have had it all with this person. We could have had it. I'm not going to sing that song, but y'all know what I'm about to sing, okay? I'm not going to. That Adele song. I think it's Rolling in the Deep. So look that up. We could have had it all. Well, no, that's not actually, I didn't channel that, but it just reminded me of that when I said you could have had it all, right? I think that you were very controlling in the past, and I'm going to say that because the Ten of Cups is connected to the Five of Swords the Sorceress is connected to the Ten of Cups. I'm saying this all wrong. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to just try to slow down a little bit. I need to get my speech together. Okay, so the Sorceress is connected to the Five of Swords by the Ten of Cups, okay? There was a specific way that you wanted things to be in the past, and you kind of idealized the way that they should have been when you were in this relationship, and that caused a lot of conflict, okay? I do feel like there was some sort of power dynamic or some sort of power struggle that you were in with this person, almost who's the boss. I don't even know why I just thought about that. Almost trying to prove who's the boss or who, quote unquote, wears the pants in the relationship. You were very uncompromising. You really wanted it to be your way, and you wanted it to be how you wanted it to be, and you forgot that you are kind of trying to operate as if you're on a team with this person. I don't know if you guys were ever in any kind of official relationship or ever were committed to each other exclusively, but what I will say is like, Three of Pentacles is this energy of working together and being in service to something outside of yourself, right? So it's two people coming together in service to the relationship that they're forming. And hopefully this relationship was synergistic, which means that you guys are coming together and it enhances both of your lives, okay? I feel like if it wasn't synergistic before, you feel like it could possibly be synergistic in the future and lead to this kind of ultimate emotional fulfillment. But what I will say is that there is a little bit of a delusion here, okay? Or some sort of like idea or fantasy that I think maybe you need to ground yourself in reality a little bit. It could be that you're lamenting over the past or feeling sad about the past right now, and it's making you feel more vulnerable than you usually do. So now you're thinking about this person that you shared a lot of fun or happy experiences with, or somebody that brought you a lot of emotional fulfillment, and it's almost like you're fantasizing, and it's like to the point where it's becoming antagonistic to your mental health, okay? And I don't mean like you're driving yourself crazy, but you're kind of driving yourself crazy. I think that this person is always on your mind. You're thinking about them constantly, and you're probably within that somewhere romanticizing them. This person was a human being, okay? I always want people to remember that. Whenever I read for love and stuff, it's so easy to get carried away in your own emotions and how you feel. But this person was a human being, and they still are. And they're never going to live up to anybody's expectations. Just like you might not be 100% of everything they think that they might want, this person may not be 100% of everything you think you might want, because a lot of the times we have unrealistic expectations of other people, and they can never possibly live up to those expectations. Sometimes we have a habit of pedestalizing people, which means placing them above ourselves as if they're somehow out of touch and out of reach, right? And we have to become these unattainable versions of ourselves in order to be with these people, and that's not realistic. So bring it back down to earth. Ground yourself just a little bit, okay? When you think about this person, I mean, don't just think about the bad stuff or don't just think about the good stuff. Remember that there were a lot of, if this was a real relationship that you had, there's ups and downs. There's going to be ins and outs, and no relationship is perfect, and all relationships require work and effort, okay? So just please keep that in mind, and don't use this idea of reconciling with this person as a way to escape your current conditions just because maybe right now you're temporarily feeling unhappy. Now, if you've been feeling this way for a while and feel like the only way that you can satisfy this desire to be with this person is at least to open up the lines of communication, then I think that you should go ahead and do that. I'm not saying whether this person is going to be receptive or not. I really don't know, because they're not on the spread. This is really all about you and your energy. And I think that you are really afraid of being rejected. And I think that's what's causing you so much confusion, is because you don't know what's actually going to happen if you decide to show up back in this person's life. Are they going to be on your team again or not? Are they going to decide that too much has happened and too much heartbreak has occurred or not? Everybody's situation is going to be different, because like I said, this is really focused on your energy, and if they show up, they show up, okay? And I'll let you know if their energy shows up in the reading. But right now, this is really all you. You're trying to manifest some sort of communication from them, or you're trying to manifest confirmation that this is the direction in which you should go, or that if you're thinking about this person a lot, like it's like, oh, universe, send me a sign, that this person is my person, and I'll talk to them, or send me, or just have them text me so then I'll know. But sometimes you gotta take the first step on your own. Obviously, I feel like you are probably a master manifester, even if you don't really know what that means, and even if you're not really into all the extra esoteric stuff, I feel like you're a master manifester, and I feel like you're really good at attracting the things that you want into your life. But it's going to require a level of commitment from you, and I'm not sure what that means. Like I said, everybody's story is going to be different. If this person were to open this door, right, they want you to be on their team. So you guys, not on their team, but they want you guys to be on the same team, right? Or at least that's what you want and how you feel. Let's clarify it a little bit and see if this person's energy will come out, and maybe I can see how they're feeling about you. All right, let's clarify this 10 of Cups, please, Spirit. Can we clarify this 10 of Cups for Gemini? 10 of Cups for Gemini, please, Spirit. All right, we got 2 that flipped. We got the Princess of Wands and the Prince of Pentacles. So what this tells me is that you're possibly walking away from something else so that you can make an offer to this person. And the reason why I say walking away from something is because we have the Princess of Wands here, and she typically illustrates the idea of letting go. And it literally says in the guidebook, making sacrifices. So it talks about making some sort of sacrifice. The sacrifice you might be making, if you're not actually walking away from someone else, it could be a sacrifice in the way, like in your lifestyle. It could be sacrificing the idea of this person so that you can meet the reality of this person. But also, when you look at this card, you can see that she's carrying this flower, and I kind of associate that with the lessons that we learn along the way after we've made these great sacrifices. She always kind of looks like she's riding away on this tiger away from the tower, and the tower card is like this energy of destruction that brings about total and complete change, right? And then we have the Prince of Pentacles, which is obviously this kind of softer energy, this lighter energy. As you can see in the card, he's kind of looking over his shoulder, and he can see the sun rising. So you're on the cusp of this new beginning, and you're starting to feel a little bit curious. I think that you're finally finding your feet as far as some sense of stability after walking away from this, after changing your lifestyle, after ending something, or after closing out a cycle in your own life, represented by the Princess of Wands here. And now you're finally in this Prince of Pentacles energy. It's green, it's spring, it's new life, it's new beginnings. And princes in this deck are pages, and pages bring new, and it can also bring news, okay? Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, after clarifying, we have the Death card. So something is definitely over. You've recently gone through some sort of very intense transformation. As you can see, Death is pointing into this portal, like, you got to go through there. And the girl is like, huh, me? I gotta go? Yes, you gotta go through there. You have to change, you have to transform. And that is what is required of you. So if you haven't already gone through some sort of transformation, not even necessarily like externally, like a new job or a new car or something like that, but I think this is more internal, especially with the Hanged Woman being here. If you haven't already felt like you've gone through a very intense transformation, it is coming, or it is required in order for you to have a real idea of whether you're going to go towards this person or not. Like I said, I don't know if you're going towards them or not. I feel like all you're really doing right now is wishing, hoping, praying, and attempting to manifest communication from this person, or some sort of confirmation that they're your person. All right, but sometimes, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. 9 of Swords. Let's clarify the 9 of Swords for Gemini. Let's clarify the 9 of Swords for Gemini, please. We got a couple of things here, which is too many to be honest, but I'll go ahead and I'll read them. We have the King of Chalices, which is basically the King of Cups. I think you have a lot of guilt, possibly there might have even been some emotional manipulation on your part. I'm reading you as the masculine energy, but if this is the masculine energy, I feel like this is somebody who was very open with you, very vulnerable with you, very ready to go there, ready to dive into the deep end. And we're talking about masculine water sign energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. And it's still masculine, so it's not necessarily wearing your heart on your sleeve, but it's being available and open to what you can experience, right? We also have the Ace of Pentacles. This represents the beginning of something, right? Because the Ace ends in the 10, and the 10 of Pentacles represents marriage, family, commitment. You were at the very beginning of this relationship, the very beginning stages, and it had a lot of potential for long-term, long-lasting success. We have the Prince of Swords here, which indicates being open, but it's also the watcher, the stalker, the spyer. You might be keeping your eye on this person, like I said earlier when I saw the Three of Cups. You might be keeping your eye on this person, possibly trying to see if they've gotten a new boo thing, okay? You might be trying to see if they've gotten with somebody else. I don't see that. I don't see that. So for those of you who are in the feminine energy, this could represent the possibility of a new beginning, or someone who is learning about the importance of making a commitment or having something tangible in their life here. We also have the Star card, which represents wish fulfillment. This is Aquarius energy. It also represents taking baby steps, healing, and taking things slowly. Oh, excuse me. I think that this altogether kind of represents you. I think you're kind of in this Prince of Swords energy, especially with you being a Gemini. It's almost like this is you here, and this is what you want. I don't know why I'm reading you as the masculine. I'm just reading you as the masculine. So for you feminines out there, connected to this masculine energy and trying to figure out, are they going to talk to me? Are they not going to talk to me? I don't know, but they're thinking about it. This represents, I think, kind of who you wish you were, or who you wish you could have been in this relationship. Somebody who was emotionally available, somebody who was ready to commit, or saw the potential of this relationship when it first came to you. But I think you are learning of it. I think you are being open to it. And with it clarifying this Nine of Swords, I'm definitely seeing this energy of being haunted by that energy of like maybe sabotaging this potential in some way. At the bottom of the deck we have the Prince of Wands. Okay, it's coming through as kind of, I don't want to say bratty, but very impetuous, which is also another word for bratty, impulsive. It can talk about being sexually immature, and I don't mean like you don't know what you're doing. I mean like spreading it all over town kind of thing, or just somebody who really likes attention and gets really excited by attention. It's coming through as a kind of deep immaturity, okay? And just under that we have the World card. I think you've learned your lesson about that. I think you've learned your lesson about being impulsive. I think you've learned your lesson about trying to be controlling and having things your way all the time. I think you've learned your lesson about being emotionally immature, or immature when it comes to your exploits, I'll say. And this, like I said, this comes across to me as very masculine energy. So it doesn't matter what body you're in. Obviously, we all have feminine and masculine energies, and whichever one is dominant in you is up to you, basically, and how you carry yourself and how you live your life. But yeah, so for the masculine energy here, I just feel like you wish that you were more open. I feel like you wish that you were more vulnerable or more open to the healing that maybe this relationship could have brought to you. It's also interesting because maybe you're afraid that if you present yourself as that, like, you'll be taken advantage of. Because this Prince of Swords is also, like I said, the watcher. He keeps watch. He makes sure that nothing is going to happen and nobody's, coming up on the kingdom's turf, and that, this is the person who's very vigilant and very aware. And like, I feel like that's kind of how you safeguard your feelings, is that you convince yourself that somehow you're going to get hurt. Well, love is a game that plays us all, ain't it? And we all get hurt sometimes. But I think that you will never know what's genuine and what's not genuine if you're not being genuine. Okay? Let me just say that. Let's clarify this Three of Swords for Gemini, please. Three of Swords for Gemini. We have the King of Wands and the Empress grown up, getting mature, but still being that same person who acts on your desires. Okay, it's not in a way that's impulsive or immature. It's in a way that when you want something, you go after it. You take action, and you're not afraid to do what you need to do to get it. We also have the Empress here. And what's different about this Empress card than in other decks is that she is fully armored up and she's willing to die behind her. She is not playing any games, okay? She's all about family and love and that kind of unconditional love, that sense of protection that you feel when you know that you have a good feminine energy by your side. You know, there's something about like a masculine finding a good feminine that makes them feel safe and comfortable to be completely open and completely vulnerable. So this person may feel a little bit guarded to you, but you still feel their Empress energy, right? And I think you very much desire to have that energy back in your life. And it's almost like that is kind of what's causing this heartache, is that you don't feel protected or you don't feel loved currently. This could also represent your mother, okay? The Empress energy is the mom energy. Your mother could have played a part in the separation between you and this person. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure why, but it's possible that that your mother could have played a part. If you are, if this Empress energy is not exactly representative of the person that you are seeking, and it could be both, right? This person could actually remind you a lot of your mother. Your mother could possibly have felt threatened by your relationship with this person because this person is so strong and so independent and protective and ready to like go to war over theirs. You know what I'm saying? So also with this King of Wands energy clarifying this Three of Swords, once again we have that control issue thing. Of wanting to be in control and wanting to have things your way, because the King of Wands is very dominant. Fire is already a masculine sign, so think about the King of the Kings, which would be the Emperor, but this King of Wands, you can't tell him anything different. Okay, this King of Wands is somebody who's very confident, but also struggles a lot with ego, so that also could have played a part. We have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck after clarifying that. So there is a new beginning or the potential for a new beginning on the horizon, but don't just think with your phallus, and for those of you who don't know what that means, look it up, okay? So if you have one, and metaphorically, if you don't actually have one, it's okay to feel passionately about this person, but don't take it for granted, okay? And we also have the Six of Cups just under that. The Six of Cups wanted to show up again. I don't usually do that. I don't usually pull the second off the bottom of the deck, but something keeps telling me to, so I just follow my impulses whenever I'm reading. So you feel like you could have this new beginning, this restart. I think that you would still feel passionately about this person. Maybe you're a little bit worried that the passion might be lost. Honestly, this person has not shown up unless they are, standing strong and firm in this Empress energy, which honestly I don't ascribe people to the Empress energy. The Empress energy is just, it is what it is. It can represent more than one person at once, and really it just kind of represents that energy. But honestly, what I think mostly is you feel as if that kind of love is missing from your life. Even if your actual mother didn't have anything to do with this, you might have mother issues or mother wounds that you might need to work on if you're interested in doing any kind of shadow work. So yeah, and let's clarify one more, just one more for Gemini here. I want to clarify the Seven of Cups. Let's do one more and I'll let you guys go. Oh my gosh, and look who decided to show up. Your match, your queen, right? We got feminine fire sign energy here on the spread. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, along with the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So with her came out a few more cards, okay? So I'm going to go through them all. So we have the Queen of Wands here. I feel like you and this person obviously have a very strong connection, because it's not very often that true matches come out like this. It's not very often that this happens. And I told you I would tell you if their energy came out. And this is definitely that person's energy. So I feel like I was really feeling that masculine energy come through very strong for a very specific reason. The Queen of Wands is very confident, bold, spiritual, sexy, passionate, and most of all, very confident and authentic, and knows who she is, okay? And it doesn't actually have to be in a female body. It's just the energy, and I say she because I'm looking at this gorgeous queen in the card, okay? We also have the Five of Wands. There was a lot of drama, okay? So I feel like that's what's causing you confusion, is that this person, you might see them as kind of maybe angry or spiteful or impulsive in a way. You might feel like they are very dramatic, okay? And with this Five of Wands coming out, this Five of Wands is a card that talks about drama and conflict and feeling like you're ganged up on, or feeling like it's everybody against you or all against one, or something like some kind of energy like that. You know what I'm saying? So you might feel like you really feel drawn to this person, but either you know it would cause a lot of drama if you were to reopen that door and you're afraid of that, or there was a lot of drama in the past, and like I said, you may be worried that this person might not be able to get over it. We also have the Princess of Swords here. This talks about being very analytical and making a decision, but understanding that you don't have to see things as black or white. It doesn't have to be this or that. You do possibly have a choice to make, right, with this clarifying the Seven of Cups here, but it doesn't, I don't think that you have to, I think maybe shifting your perspective is an important thing for you to do here, to recognize that it doesn't have to be all or nothing, right? There are other alternatives, there are other avenues, there are other ways to explore this and to be open to this without necessarily saying like, we have to be in a relationship now, or we have to do things my way now, or we have to be together immediately. Maybe just you could start off as friends, or start off like just getting to know each other again, or something like that. And I don't know your situation, you know, take it for what it is. But what I'm just saying is like there are alternatives to just rushing in and like, you know, making it known. Maybe you could dip a toe. Maybe you could test the water and see what's going on. Okay, so yeah. And last but not least, we have the Ten of Wands here, which can talk about feeling emotionally or spiritually or physically overwhelmed and overburdened. But really in the Manga Tarot, it talks about yourself and others. It's also another card that speaks to adaptability. If you see she's kind of like trying to traverse this obstacle course of wands, and she's doing so very delicately, you might feel like this is a very delicate situation, and how it has to be handled is in a very delicate way. You also might feel like this relationship or the rekindling of this relationship might require a lot of work, or making a lot of not necessarily sacrifices, but making a lot of pieces fit together that maybe wouldn't normally fit together. Like I said, notice she's being very acrobatic. This doesn't look like an easy thing to do. So I think it's going to require some flexibility on your part, or possibly on this person's part, if you guys are to reconnect. But their energy just came through as the Queen of Wands, and I think that's mostly because that's how you see them, as the Queen of Wands, but not necessarily because their energy is here. So if I could give you any advice at all, I would say if you want to make a move, make a move. And at the bottom of the deck, after we clarified the Two of Cups, I think you feel like you guys belong together, or if I feel like you think that if you were in a relationship with this person and both of you were very vulnerable, if you can see, they're kind of like feeding each other. I don't know what's in the cup. Maybe they're like helping each other drink, kind of like the champagne thing. So it's like a very reciprocal and kind of mutual relationship. Like I said, speaking on synergism, but also speaking on the kind of care and love that you want exchange in a relationship. It's very sweet. And just under that is the Hermit card. This is the card of not necessarily isolation, but really self-love in this deck. And I think that before you can have this, you have to have this. You need to love yourself inside and out, and allow the love that you have for yourself, the unconditional love that you create for yourself, within yourself, to radiate from the inside out. Yeah, and then you'll be able to give how you want to give and receive how you want to receive. All right, Gemini, this is what I have for you guys. I hope that this was helpful or enlightening in some way. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.